Welcome to the Golden Libraries of Egypt, Part 3. This is the final episode. It is all about after Egypt. And so let me start by stating the obvious. I know, and once again, that the gifts that this whole journey and sacred travel have unlocked in my soul will be something that's going to, and in my life, unpacked for the many years and decades to come. Why? Because that's also the nature of light codes. It's like you can be on, it can be like in one of my activations, someone else's activations, receiving a bath of light codes, same as if you go to a sacred place or a place that has important keys for you. And it's like you are going to receive so much, but not everything is going to be able to enter your energy field at once. And also, some light codes we receive are going to be triggered by a person, another experience, another sacred place, for us to have even more awareness of it. And so I don't claim, I do not expect to be able to share, oh my goodness, everything that has been received. And, but there are things that are extremely obvious, and I want to share this with you. I find this fascinating. I find this so beautiful. And the fact that you're here, let me tell you, and that you resonate with all of this, and some of you have already sent me messages and told me, I've always felt called to Egypt. I wanted to go there my whole life. I want to go with a like-minded group of souls. It is so beautiful. And it's like, well, this is a way through shared experience that we get to share this moment in time. And I love that you feel fascinated by all of this and feel amazing receiving these codes and this experience from me. And so let me just do something real quick. And one of the things that has been really obvious, it's been the massive ability to anchor things down after Egypt. For 8 years ago, I gave birth to an energy, and that is, I gave birth to the message of my brand. I gave birth to witness the power of building infrastructure through intention, a brand that people wanted to belong, a community. And that was my Spanish brand, but it really never saw the light as a brand. It was born as a movement. It was born as a song, because it was born from my soul, and everything you give birth from your soul has its own soul. But and then in recent years, after such a massive journey of evolution and embodying more my authentic light, who I am, who I came here to be, I was like, I'm ready to start sharing things in my language, in Spanish. And ultimately in November, I was like, okay, now I'm ready, and let's start calling in exactly how this is going to happen. The name, is it going to be the same name? Is it going to be under my personal brand name? How is it going to happen? And for 4 months, I've been in this co-creation. Hello, Dietrich! Even if you're just here to say hi. Hi! So good to see you, my brother. Reach out. What are you doing? Reach out one of these days. You have my WhatsApp. Let's have a catch up. I know I've been all over, but it's been it would be so nice to have a proper catch up. And so I've been in this process of giving birth to my brand. And since November, I've been in this also calling in, what is this going to be? And I am a mission brand architect. This is my playground. So of course there's going to be like time and care put into exactly how things happen, but also there's the fact that I do not manufacture things from my head. I co-create with the soul of my mission, with the heart of my mission, with its mission crystal, with the grid, with its architecture. Like, this is literally my true field of soul, quantum soul magic for soul missions. And so it had been like quite the process to really understand what is this energy gonna be. And after I came from Egypt, it was so crazy because I'm gonna tell you, right before leaving, I was speaking to one of my coaches, and I was like, I really want to find a way in which I can share about Egypt, in which ideally I want to bring people with me on the journey, but also link it back to what I stand for and this energy and my mission brand. And it was kind of like I was calling this in, and the most I could actually do was just take stories, videos, photos with lots of intentionality and share them like the day later or that day at night, and put some text in it. But that was that. And then the moment I landed in Costa Rica, let me tell you one thing. Every place you travel to has a very unique signature frequency and energy. And the energy of the higher golden crystalline timelines of Costa Rica, the higher crystalline grid of Costa Rica, it's a land, like, this is such a place to anchor and materialize. This is a land of abundance. This is a land that it's abundant in its nature. And one of the reasons why this is activated in this particular place on Earth, it's because of the massive role the Andromedan star nation and the Andromedans had to do with the birth of Costa Rica and everything that is in Costa Rica. The Andromedans, for those of you that don't know, it's like the Andromeda is a galaxy. There are different planets. There's like the galaxy system and then other planets around. And it looks pretty much like Avatar, the movie, where there's just like neon colors, a co-creation with every consciousness that is alive in this place. And the Andromedans, and so hence there's a lot of abundance. There's an abundance of everything. And the Andromedans also are the greater architects of the universe. And so there is such capacity and such coding also here on this specific land to materialize and anchor realities here in Costa Rica. And within the inner chambers of the inner earth here in Costa Rica, there are very unique portals. Hatianatai, Titianatai, where the Andromedans communicate with Gaia in her form as goddess of abundance and life. And when you're able to anchor more into those grids, it's just incredible what can happen. And so through one of my amazing mentors and friends, Sandrine, and the Arcturian Council of Light that she channels, I learned for the first time that the Andromedans had a lot to do with Costa Rica. For example, where the Arcturians could live with just like desert and some mountains, the Andromedans need water. They want to have every single form of animal form available. And so you see like little crazy animals all the time in Costa Rica. Like, I remember being in Samara with my beautiful beloved boyfriend and just being like, what the hell is this animal? It looks like a dinosaur, but it's like this big and it's like neon turquoise. And it's like, what the hell is this? And this is like the magic of Costa Rica. It is so filled with life. they didn't want to lack anything while when they created this land. And like you see it here, it's like Jurassic prehistoric park. It's like so many different plants, and I have a window and I'm seeing like just like the diversity that I can see through my window. It's like crazy. And so when I landed in Costa Rica, when I landed back, and I shared on episode 1 how to make sure that when you visit a land, it doesn't necessarily need to be a sacred land. Any place on earth has a different frequency grid. How you can ask and request your soul mission team, soul mission family to open up golden and celestial and crystalline portals for when you land there and you step foot, you access the highest configuration of energy that is already active in that place. And so of course when I landed in Costa Rica, I had been conscious of doing the same. I do this daily, but I did it also on the airplane for my soul family to prepare my arrival. And then the next thing I know, it was just so crazy, because even when I left Mexico, the moment I was on the airplane, it was like starting to receive pieces that I had been trying to receive through the mental field and also in co-creation for a while. But the moment I was in the air, it was like already like boom, 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 receiving the expansion of the message of my Spanish brand, which is the same core message that I shared on Mission Soul. The word, there is no more, the more people shine, the more light there is on earth. There is no more time. You are here to shine. And it's variations of that, and there's an expanded message to that, but it's like new paragraphs, new pieces, new codes weaved in with my message. And the next thing I know is like I'm receiving the upgrade of my message. I'm receiving the upgrade of what is it that's being created through me in my Spanish presence. And next day, very next day, with jet lag, with anything, blah, 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 anything that you want, right? Like different time zones, everything. I enter a new material reality of my creation vortex. The next thing I know is I know exactly how I want to share about this trip of Egypt. Not exactly what I'm going to be sharing on each episode, because they are channeled. That's what it is. But at least it's like, we're going to do a 3-part series. It's going to be called The Golden Libraries of Egypt. And it's about your personal journey. It's not that I'm here just like, like facilitating a channel. No, it's just like I'm sharing as Marga, as my human, but also as a human that is multidimensional and loves this shit. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it in English, and I'm going to do it in Spanish. And the moment I said that I was going to do it in Spanish, I received one post. And that post was a photo of me where my eyes are so full of light and reflecting the light of the fluorescence in a very particular chamber on a temple. And literally what I received was, my goddess and her temple have anchored on earth. I was born again. And then the third line was, today I launch Lista para Brillar, which means ready to shine. And that's the name of my Spanish brand, which of course I had the handle for many years, 8 years. And somehow I just find myself with the photo, with these 3 sentences that feel like, oh my goodness, what just happened? My goddess and her temple just anchored, just landed on earth. And somehow that's weaved with, today I launch ready, Lista para Brillar. And the next thing I know is, hello beautiful soul. The next thing I know is I posted this and then I said, well, okay, then I am launching Lista para Brillar today, and I am doing this series inside my Spanish brand. And so in order to do that with mastery, I tweaked the bio. I already had the graphics, like the style that I wanted. And then I tuned into what's going to be the first post. It needs to be about connection. It needs to be about who I am, where I come from, because of course that's what I do. It's weaving communication with mastery. And that was the very first stone of my temple, set in the ground, and the first post was born with the exact frequency that represents me, and within like what I'm bringing forward in this mission brand. And then I launched this series, and in this series I have been able to channel for two very different audiences, soul tribes, what this experience and this sacred travel has been and opened up in my life. So that right there was something big. It's like, how come? Like, it's like you have all the time of your life on earth. You are focused and dedicated to do this. 4 months have gone by, and really the full anchoring wasn't there. And then in one day, in a matter of hours, not even in the full day, I'm launching the brand, changing the bio, changing all the stuff, and also airing the first episode, or announcing that I am airing the first episode of a series, live series, in that brand. And that was pretty remarkable. And one of the things, I just made this transmission in Spanish, in the Spanish brand. And one of the things that I realized while I was in the channeling vortex within this series is that I was always meant to talk about these topics and to bring forward this body of work and this knowledge and libraries of light, of ascension, soul quantum evolution, star races, co-creation with Mother Earth, co-creation with like all of this inside that Temple of Abundance mission brand. It was my destiny. And so maybe, it's just like, that's the divine orchestration, that's the cosmic joke, that's the wonder of life. And so that has been like one of the biggest gifts of Egypt. And now let me tell you about the second one that I feel like it's so undeniable. Calibrating the field. My capacity to communicate has been amplified to a freaking level that there is a before and after this trip. If you go and watch me live, then versus now, I am in one of, it's like night and day. And I'm so grateful for this. Let me tell you a couple of reasons why. Number one, because I have been calling in my heart and soul to be able to communicate this knowledge and communicate and share these codes in Spanish for a long time. But because I received so much of this in English, and because so much of this is already like out there, and I haven't heard a lot of people being able to communicate all this stuff in Spanish, it was pretty much like my brain was struggling. However, I feel that while I was in Egypt, there was a merging within my brain, like new neural pathways created, a merging of my two hemispheres, and like, I don't know if the hemispheres or maybe the parts of the brain that hold the knowledge, and the ones that held knowledge and codes in English, and the part of my brain that speaks Spanish, there has been a merging of sorts. And there has also been a merging of sorts between my brain and the upper chambers of my heart, where most of these codes are available, and I can access to them in the intelligence consciousness of my heart. And there was also a so like the next thing I know is I'm being able to communicate all of this in Spanish, like this is the air I breathe. And I'm so grateful for that, because I think about my mentor, one of my biggest, the luminaries of my life, which is Gabriela Kowalski, Gabi Kowalski, one of my sisters and mentors for many years. And I think about, imagine she would have been a chicken. Or imagine she would have been like, oh, I don't know if I can, like go after my dreams and start communicating and sharing my what I have to offer. Maybe no one wants what I have to. A full-blown timeline wouldn't have been created, and I wouldn't be here. Imagine if she would have been like so comfortable. Oh, but I'm just like a wife, and I'm just like, like here with my business in finances for coaches, and I'm already making any. I wouldn't be here. Neither would be the amount of people, the ginormous, huge amount of souls that are going to transform as a ripple effect, because they are going to come and learn with me, right? And so what I'm saying here is that there are people who aren't stepping into their greatest timelines and highest timelines because they are meant to step into those timelines with us, not with anyone else, period. And so being able to say, like, to open up the doors of your heart to so much more humans and share your knowledge with people who you know are waiting for you. It's the most revolutionary act, and it is one that I wanted to have for so long. Like, of course I did stuff. I have channeled events and what I call elevation circles, initiation circles, activations with the Andromedans and the light of Gaia in Spanish. But I didn't have a proper Temple of Abundance mission brand. And so it's not the same. It's not the same. And so now I do. And now it's just the beginning. Of course, a mission brand is not just a page on Instagram or YouTube, on Facebook, but it's just so much more. But it's also important how you build the infrastructure of your temple with intentionality. And that's what I did. And putting those first bricks and those first posts is just like the first rocks that build the pyramids. That's exactly what it is. And that matters, and that is a big thing. And so it's the beginning of so much soul magic. And so that is one of the reasons I'm so grateful for this. And the other one is, well, actually I said it there, it's just like I have been waiting for the moment of being able to share all of this in Spanish, and being able for souls who are legitimately looking for me but they don't know it to find me by me having these queen builder codes and building my stuff. And so I'm so grateful for all of this. And also I know it says, like, the Arcturians told me once on a private session, because I am mentored by the Arcturian Council of Light, by the seventh dimension, through my phenomenal mentor Sandrine, who is a trans channel for them. And I had been told that once I'm able to communicate in Spanish, something huge is going to happen for me. And I am telling you right the F now, boy, it's been like not even a freaking week of this, and I am already experiencing this timeline of unstoppable fire of creation and dragon angel creator unleashing. I love life. I love life. And I told you in episode 1, this trip almost didn't happen. I kid you not. It just almost didn't happen. I almost don't make it. I had to do so much internally and externally to call this a reality, and still didn't make sense. It was never because Marga is a millionaire and she had the money in the bank account and she just dumped the money in some tickets and that was done. That's the opposite of how it happened. Literally. I mean, a millionaire in the bank of the universe, in the quantum and banks. And of course, I'm going to experience those timelines also of financial wealth and becoming a millionaire. But that's not the exact case right now. At least not in the 3D matrix, the 3D reality. And so it just blows my mind. And right here, what I want to say is that this is what Mission Soul is. It's becoming the unstoppable queen that births realities of her choosing because of co-creating with the light of her soul, with abundance frequency, with love frequency and light frequency. And if you want to know how I made it to manifest this trip, I shared the exact template of creation the Arcturians shared with me on episode 1. And so like it just blows my mind that, this is what was waiting for me. And that I could be right now, and I could have been for 2 freaking weeks in Mexico, just trying to receive things and trying to make things fit, not from the mental field, but guys, even co-creating with the Soul My Mission, it wasn't fully happening. It was written in my story, in the story of Marga Valverde, that she was going to go to Egypt on in March 2025, and she was going to receive the important keys for her mission from some earth angels, including Marina, which is the amazing cosmic channel that gave me and installed the interplanetary, literally, this technology is not from this planet, golden cosmic womb technology. It was written that I was going to receive by Isis, technologies of the light that's expanded my ability to communicate. I'm going to talk about this next. It was written that I was going to go there and be with my soul family and receive imprints of what is it that I am creating at the next level. An abundant tribe of humans and mission queens and mission kings that enjoy this life like there is no tomorrow. That we enjoy the abundance of connections, friendship, the world, traveling, creating, fulfillment, purpose, love, and we move around the planet. That is what Mission Soul came to create and anchor, and it is receiving imprints also of you birth your own reality. You're a creator of words. You are infinitely abundant. And whatever is written in the stars for you that you feel in the form of a desire is going to materialize if you remain open to receive it. And so there's just so much being received, that I received. And so all of this has been spectacular, has been beyond words. And again, I could have been in Mexico for 2 weeks trying to figure out, I'm going to do the launching of the Spanish brand, this way and this, that. And I don't doubt that I could have done it. Don't get me wrong. There are no excuses. I am not here to put, this is not also, Marga telling you should wait until this thing happens, or you take that sacred travel or whatever to materialize something, because no, you are a creator of words. You were born a mission soul, period. Nothing, not the eclipses, Mercury retrograde, that can stop, no bullshit can stop a dragon from giving birth to the realities that set her soul on fire. Okay? No, this is not what this is. But what I am telling you is that if I am on a path, very specific, unique path, right? So, mind you, of giving birth to my mystery school, and a mystery school in Spanish, also in a temple of abundance with ascended masters, oh my goodness, for me, and this is what I was telling you on episode 1, it was no coincidence that this trip was like available. It wasn't a course, it wasn't a training, it was literally just go bring yourself to do great work with your soul family that you have had so many lifetimes and in different forms and star systems, creating realities. Just bring yourself to it. Hi Ryan, so good to see you. And just do it, just go for it. And it was no coincidence for me that, okay, you are in the process of birthing a mystery school and there's like this trip to Egypt. There's something here. It's just like something here. And that's and I was right. My intuition was always right. And so hands down, big shout out to my intuition. And the intuition is just another form in which your higher versions of you communicate constantly with you. And other than this, the other big thing that I wanted to share on this episode, where it's all about after Egypt, is that I also attribute the becoming of this timeline to technologies of the light that I received from Isis and Hathor while I was in Egypt. In one of the temples, and I believe of course I feel I received very important keys in the, it actually happened on the same day. That day shouldn't have happened, and it ended up happening in the most magical way. It was a day when I visited the temple of Hathor, which for many reasons I wasn't meant to be there. I think I talk about this on episode 2. And then it ended up happening that I went to Dendera, to Hathor's temple. And I also was pretty much alone in one of Isis' temple in Luxor. It is a really small one, but boy, was there so much for me in there. And I remember being there, laying my forehead and my hands in the temple, and this technology being ignited. This technology looks pretty much like, triangles rotating and creating spirals. And they were coming from my solar plexus to my throat, from my heart through my mouth, from my heart to my third eye, and coming out of my forehead, or actually coming out from my throat and then entering back again through my third eye, and then blossoming and coming into the crown chakra in the form of a flower of life, lotus, cosmic golden light, geometry and portal. And this beautiful thing that I now hold in my field, that also connected my womb with my throat, it's just like the whole thing is coming back now. So beautiful. I attribute a lot of what I'm experiencing in the reconfiguration and how I'm able to communicate both in English and also in Spanish, which was my heart's prayer for so long, to also this technology, plus the cosmic golden womb technology that Marina installed in my womb, and all the womb technologies that she reawakened. That's one very obvious thing for me that I can share right now. It's 11:11. I've been 11:11 at night, 11:11. Like, I've been seeing so many 11:11s. So beautiful. And guys, it's such a different timeline. I launched the Spanish brand. I launched my first offering in Spanish. There's someone already saying she's gonna be signing up, which the moment she does, then officially the temple opens. And so it's a big deal. It is a big deal. I have recalibrated offerings since I came back. I have brought more souls into the Spanish, the AI content attraction system, which is gonna be mind-blowing, and it is actually the birth of that in itself. It's just big. This is a big offering that I'm gonna keep offering to mission souls for many years to come, hopefully. And yes, and I also, as I said, like, I launched this offering, like, I have so much clarity, like so many codes, and my channel is constantly, like, I kid you not, I'll be channeling content, and all of a sudden it's like, whoop, another thread comes in through my consciousness, and I'm able to intercept it and create a parallel post where I'm writing a different post. Hi, beautiful Mandy, I miss you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And you, kisses. Where in the world are you? Are you back in Hong Kong? And all of this happened while being jet lagged, like while coming back. It hasn't even been a week since I'm back, and there has been like such a massive anchoring. So, beautiful souls, these are some of the amazing, yes, in Hong Kong, oh my goodness, sending you so much love, my angel. Mandy is a gifted soul. It goes by Mandy Bunny, and she's a beautiful sister, galactic sister as well. And so that is part of what I wanted to share with you. Whenever your soul calls you for a sacred travel, as we explore through this series, approach it with devotion. No, your soul is calling you there for a bigger reason. Call in your soul mission team, families, for them to open up the network of portals that bring you into the highest, most crystalline and golden timelines that are already active wherever you are. When you come back home, do the same, because there's so much energy available. Now I'm very curious. I'm currently in Costa Rica, but I'm very curious what's going to happen when I land in Mexico, which is such a strong, like, land of warrior energy and cosmic energy, like, hands down. Cannot even wait to see what happens. And go all in, explore, have fun. When you're having fun, like bringing your joy, creating connections, living in sisterhood, everything you do, every step you give on whatever you are, but especially also sacred lands, is a divine orchestration. It's a prayer from Mother Earth being fulfilled, because that is who you are. At your core, you are a dragon queen, a dragon king of creation. And so it is divine. Mission souls are meant to travel, because we bring with us offerings through our energy field, codes, important keys, and we are also there to receive. And before I close today, because I spoke so much of the inner chambers of the earth here available in Costa Rica between the Andromedans and Gaia in her form of goddess of life and abundance, I want to take a second and also show you this. This is my drum, introducing you to her. And this is literally something that happened. It's this beautiful being from Andromeda holding the light of Andromeda and giving it to Mother Gaia. In her, like, you see, like, her hair is so wild, and she's like so wild. She's almost like a lioness. And this is a divine moment in time that happened in 2024. And in divine ceremony, the light of Andromeda was shared with the golden grids and the grids of and the Gaia specifically, as her goddess of life and abundance. And we Andromedan coded beings are here to build. We are not here to give our power away to astrology or Mercury retrograde or nothing. Come on. Everything can add up to our lives, of course. It is not about poo-pooing all of those intelligences, but a true light worker, mission soul, builds, grows, stabilizes. Builds, grows, and stabilize a proper infrastructure of quantum infrastructure of divine influence. That is how we stabilize timelines in humanity. Every temple event, every program, every transmission, every code, every life, every post within a proper Temple of Abundance mission brand, it's what's truly stabilizing timelines in humanity. Because then you're bringing your humans into a higher than you architecture of so much soul and quantum light that every person that enters lives being a different human being. And as we go to the world and touch stuff and do our thing, we are weaving a higher network. And so shout out to my beautiful Andromeda family, because I'm an architect of soul missions and I have so much of these codes from them. I love you so much. I hope you loved and enjoyed this series as much as I have. I'm gonna make sure to place a link on my bio with the playlist on YouTube with the 3 episodes. Of course, they are all here on Instagram if you're watching here. And I'm going to be sharing this on Facebook, on YouTube as well. My inbox is full for you. It's open for you. If you like, if there was something that landed for you, if there is something that you loved about this 3-part series, like some of you have already come to my inbox and we've had a little chat. My inbox are open to you. And you're always so welcome to come and share. And I send you so much love. As I said, maybe not a 5-minute audio, because come on, I want to make sure I listen to it. But we are a soul family. I love you so much. Sending you also big kiss, my beautiful Mandy, because I know you're still there. And I'll see you on the internet space. So much love.